Marathon, when the world held its breath. Part 1. The Shadow on the Sea. The wind carried the scent of salt and fear. On a high hill near Athens, a boy named Nikos clutched a wooden sword, staring eastward toward the sea. What had looked empty the day before now bristled with black sails. Ships, hundreds of them, filling the bay like storm clouds upon water. The Persians had come. From the court of King Darius in faraway Persia, they had marched across Asia, crushed rebellions, and now demanded punishment for Athens, a city that dared to defy an empire. Their retribution arrived in the form of 25,000 men, guided by Hippias, the exiled Athenian tyrant who longed to rule again. Part 2. The Call to Arms. In the city of Athens, panic stirred like smoke. The assembly buzzed with voices, noblemen and merchants, artisans and soldiers, until Miltiades, the general who had once fought under Persian banners and knew their ways, stood tall. "If we wait for them to march on us," he said, "we will fight among stone and fire. If we meet them at Marathon, where the ground is ours, we may yet have a chance." The assembly gave him command. In hours, 10,000 hoplites, armored citizen soldiers, marched east toward Marathon. They were not many. They were not trained like the Persians, but they were fighting for home. Part 3. Into the valley. Miltiades and his men arrived at the valley of Marathon, where the mountains squeezed the land tight between hills and sea. To the north, the Persian army camped behind lines of archers, cavalry, and heavy infantry. To the south, the Greeks dug in. Days passed. The Persians waited, hoping Athens would crumble from fear. But the city stood firm. Among the Greeks was a runner, a long-limbed, wiry man named Phidippides. Miltiades summoned him. "Run to Sparta," he said. "Tell them we fight the Persians. Beg them to send aid." Without complaint, Phidippides ran 240 kilometers in 2 days, only to be told the Spartans would come after their religious festival. Too late. He returned with bleeding feet, collapsing at Miltiades' feet. "We are alone," he said. Miltiades nodded. "Then we fight alone." Part 4. The silence before the storm. As dawn broke on the 6th day, the Greek army stood in formation. Miltiades walked the line, his armor gleaming with dew. He passed old farmers gripping spears, young boys in bronze helmets too large for them. He saw fear in their eyes, but also resolve. "Today," he said aloud, "we fight not for kings or conquest. We fight for the olive tree that shades our sons. We fight for the walls that hold our mothers. We fight for Athens."